Another fire broke out in Ricardo, south of Kingsville, earlier today. This was happening around 11 o'clock on East County Road 2170. Two houses caught fire there. Both were destroyed. Several vehicles burned as well, along with other nearby property. Claiborne County Sheriff's deputies, Ricardo fire crews, and other fire teams responding to that blaze, which first got called in after a resident in one of the homes woke up to the smell of smoke. By that point, though, the structure was already engulfed in flames. Thankfully, everyone there was able to escape unharmed.